Look at a pyramid, and it's easy to see a static pile of rocks. But these structures fought a brutal 1,000-year war against gravity. Across the ancient world, human beings shared the same obsession. We wanted to build upward, to scrape the sky, reach the gods, and leave a permanent mark that would outlast our own fragile lifespans. But the moment early engineers started stacking stone and mud, they hit a physical wall. If you build a vertical tower too high, the sheer immense weight of the materials eventually crushes its own foundation, collapsing the structure. The geometric solution to this problem is a wide, heavy foundation that gradually slopes inward to a point. This shape naturally redistributes that downward crushing force outward and away from the center. This geometry was a physical mandate, a shape dictated entirely by the uncompromising laws of gravity. In Egypt, the earliest royal tombs didn't point to the sky at all. They were called mastabas, simple, flat-roofed, rectangular benches made of mud brick. The architectural leap happened when an architect named Imhotep decided to stack 6 of them on top of one another. The result was the step pyramid of Djoser, a massive staircase designed for the pharaoh's soul to ascend. Perfecting the smooth-sided form required trial and error. Take the bent pyramid of Sneferu. Engineers started building at a steep angle, realized halfway up that the structure was becoming unstable, and frantically adjusted. You can still see that sharp, flattening angle near the top, where they saved the monument from collapsing. These highly visible, incredibly expensive engineering mistakes show us the messy adolescence of pyramid building. They reveal a gritty, human process of experimentation that paved the way for the flawless geometry to come. That process eventually peaked at the Giza Plateau with the Great Pyramid of Khufu, an artificial mountain of stone rising 481 feet tall. For centuries, the central mystery of this era has been how an ancient society, lacking modern machinery or even iron tools, managed to transport and lift millions of limestone blocks, each weighing over 2 tons. Recent archaeological discoveries are replacing old myths with hard data. A set of ancient logbooks known as the Diary of Merer, along with deep sediment cores taken near the pyramids, prove that an active, Nile-connected harbor functioned right at the base of the Giza Plateau. This abundance of water has led researchers to propose a fluid engineering theory. Instead of relying purely on muscle and long ramps, the Egyptians may have built a network of locks and sluices, using the buoyant force of water to effortlessly float heavy stones up dramatic elevations. Water solved the friction problem on land, too. By pouring water directly onto their transport sleds in front of their transport sleds, workers created capillary bridges, microscopic water droplets linking grains of sand together. This action stiffened the ground and cut the required pulling force in half. Building the greatest structure of the ancient world required a mastery of fluid dynamics, turning the Nile itself into an engineering engine. But while water did the heavy lifting, human biology still paid the toll. In recent decades, archaeologists have excavated the actual graves of the workforce who died living and building on this site. A close examination of these 4,600-year-old skeletons reveals a brutal reality. The bones show severe stress fractures and extreme spinal compressions, injuries consistent with years of dragging and maneuvering 2-ton blocks of stone. We even know their names. Deep inside the monuments, above the king's burial chambers, workers left behind ancient graffiti. Tags like the Friends of Khufu show us that these were organized, dedicated teams of Egyptian laborers, proud of their work. And they carved out an incredible interior labyrinth to protect their king. They dug shafts hundreds of feet deep into the bedrock and built massive decoy chambers, intentionally leaving them empty to confuse and frustrate grave robbers. The true anatomy of the Great Pyramid is a paradox, an immortal resurrection machine for one king, paid for by the broken spines of thousands. Eventually, the Egyptian age of the pyramid came to a close, but the architectural DNA survived. It migrated south along the Nile into present-day Sudan, adopted by the rulers of the Kingdom of Kush. The Kushite builders evolved the shape for their own royal tombs. They constructed over 200 pyramids, distinctly characterized by their dramatic steep inclines and sharp peaks, diverging from the wider Egyptian models. Thousands of miles away, across the Atlantic in Mesoamerica, a parallel evolution occurred. Here, the structure was adapted into massive, stepped platforms dominating the centers of great cities like Teotihuacan. The function here completely inverted. Unlike the sealed, secret tombs of the pharaohs, these Mesoamerican giants were active, open-air stages built for public rituals, astronomy, and mass human sacrifice. The geometric solution to gravity remained a universal constant, yet human cultures freely adapted its purpose, turning it from a private vault for the dead into a highly visible public theater of power. Today, the Great Pyramids are showing their age. The gleaming, highly polished white limestone skin that once encased them has long since crumbled away or been stripped to build the nearby city of Cairo. The raw, jagged stone steps visible today form the skeletal core of the monument, the final layer beneath a smooth surface that has long since vanished. The physical bodies of the pharaohs have been lost. The pristine skin of their monuments has decayed into the desert. But by standing for over 4 millennia, the pyramid succeeded in its ultimate goal, granting humanity its most enduring form of immortality.